28th of July 2025. Now, I've taken a more detailed look at this deal between the EU and President Trump, and although there will be whinging and gnashing of teeth among the national governments, I can tell you they're going to pass it. They'll pass it. You'll have whinging, you'll have Kieran Malooly, oh, it's not so good. They'll go in and they'll vote for it. I'll bet you they will. Now, it's a disastrous deal for Europe, a disastrous deal, and an unbelievable victory in the short term for Trump, though not in the long term. The idea that Europe should be compelled to buy US government bonds as part of a trade deal is ridiculous. If the US is not able to finance itself from its wonderful activities, why is Europe financing it? And I see there one commentator said that, I think it's a man, that we'll get dividends back. It's an investment, we'll get something back. Why aren't we investing in Europe? Where is the investment in Europe? How can we have 600 billion investing in Europe, in America? What's in that for us? The strongest nation in the world and the richest nation needs the paupers in Europe to bail it out. Isn't that the simple fact? Now, the energy, Europe has committed to buy 750 billion over 3 years. That amounts to roughly, in my way of thinking, 250 billion euros. Do you know what they were paying Russia for the same energy? 80 billion euros. So the price goes up from 80 billion to 250 billion. Now, do you know what Ursula von der Leyen said? Well, the American energy is better. Oh, the American gas and oil and coal, better than the Russian stuff, you know. Huh? After the Americans blowing up Nord Stream 2. Joe Biden. So that's some mess. And then this thing, we have to keep the Americans on side. There's no doubt they're wetting themselves over America going and leaving them sitting. So, but I mean, why didn't Europe just say, right, we've been ripping you off on these tariffs. We've been doing it, wasn't very fair. Now we're going to level it up and leave it, no tariffs at all. Just no tariffs. Like Trump would insist there be tariffs going into America with steel and aluminium. Or aluminum, as they call it. Fair enough. Well, have that exempted. We'll leave the rest none. That's it. That's the deal. If you don't like it, take it. Why should countries have to commit to invest in 600 billion into American bonds? And that's what it's going to be. I'll bet you any money it'll be US treasuries. And they pay a paltry 4% if you're lucky. And you'll never get your money back. America can never pay back its bonds. Never. 37 trillion it owes. 37 trillion, and Europe is putting in 0.8 of a trillion. Never get it back. Why didn't they just argue on the trade itself? They're wetting themselves. They're afraid themselves. Now, in actual fact, when it comes to America now has Europe where it wants it, and I'm glad to see Trump dressing them down on the migration and wind energy. He really giving it to them on that junk. I'll do a video on that. The Guardian is trying to say he's wrong. He's not wrong. He's 100% right. It's a complete Ponzi scheme. But he's doing that all right. But now he's linked into Europe. They're tied to Europe. The whole idea of Make America Great Again was that America would sail off and do its own thing on the great big wide earthly world. And now it's back linked to the arm with Ursula von der Leyen. A ball and chain around their neck. That's not mega. That is not mega. No way. Now he claims that he got the same deal with Japan. He didn't. Japan didn't agree to it. It's not so much that they couldn't make a deal, but they just give everything away. They just threw all away. Whatever you want, Donald, we'll give it. They had no concept of doing a deal or arguing the thing out or anything else. It is an unbelievable, ridiculous situation. Folks, wait till I see now, am I missing anything else? Well, for example, where it looks like the diesel oil and all will go up. Instead, I mean, you're going to pay a ratio of 8 to 25. 8 to 25 for your fuel. They're going to rip them off on fuel. Where's the terminals to bring it in? How are they going to bring in the LPG? They have none of them built. I think when we look at it coolly, we'll realise that Ursula von der Leyen is a silly woman, a silly, silly woman. Why wasn't Merz over there? Isn't he the German Chancellor? Now, the other thing about the relieving the tariffs on vehicles, the only country of the 27 EU countries that has a problem getting cars into America is Germany. Germany's the only country that makes any sort of cars worth talking about. And it looks to me like this 600 billion and this other agreements are all a tax on me and the people of France and the people of Italy, so that the Germans can sell their cars in America. So by giving America all the money from the EU generally, Germany gets selling its cars, whereas Germany ruined its own economy. Thankfully, I don't think there's anything in this deal capable of fixing the EU's self-inflicted poverty. But still, it's my job to bring it to your attention and raise this is a scam deal. This is a complete capitulation by the European sickos and Ursula von der Leyen and her and Merz doesn't get on. Let me tell you that. They don't agree at all. So this is a story. Trump won anyway, and more power to him. And the American people will be a lot richer now with this. But in some ways, it'll go, what goes around will come around. But that's the bottom line. America's hitched to the hip with the EU. How long will this deal last? I just wonder. Sure. What do you call it? Angela Merkel signed the Minsk agreement with Russia twice and broke it twice. I've given it to you right, folks. I'm the only one to be able to give it right. There's a few other commentators now will be out in the next few days, and I'll tell you what they're saying. They just caved in. Cowardly old, watery old woke crowd. It's easy jailing Lucy Connolly or somebody for a tweet on X. Not so easy dealing with the Donald, I'm telling you that. Thank God we have him anyway. I hope he gets a bigger saddle and rides the whole lot of them. That's what they need to be done. And flake them around the place. And the idiots here voting for Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael, and Niamh Smith will go up and she'll vote yes, and Brenda Smith, oh yes, and they'll all be yes, oh yes, and what a crowd of idiots.